Hey everyone, this is your girl, Texas Black Diamond, and I hope everyone day is starting off great and will end great. And I wanted to speak on some things that I have always been talking about here. I have been talking about reaching out to potential jurors in Chicago and in New York. That's how important this is for Robert Sylvester Kelly. And I want you guys, and I'm gonna keep it real, to each their own. What you do is what you do. You are grown people. But I just want to talk facts right now here. And when I finish, I want you to listen to a attorney that's speaking on the difference between a jury trial and a bench trial with the judge, okay? And a lot of times we're focusing on the New York judge, Judge Ann. Judge Ann right now is the person to make decisions when people file in motions and things like that. But when it comes to the trial, it's not going to be Judge Ann. It's going to be, okay? It's going to be the jurors, okay? 12 people that's sitting there listening to the defense team and the prosecutors plead their case and trying to prove their argument to 12 people. Okay? So when the defense team present their evidence, it's going to be on Robert's defense team to go in there and work hard as ever to put out everything that they need to put out there to help Robert win his case. They're going to have to argue with the prosecutors, and they're going to have to prove to those 12 people that's sitting in that jury box that our client is innocent of this, that the prosecutors are saying. And it's the prosecutor's going to have to prove, reasonable doubt there. Okay? All this stuff, reasonable doubt and just proving innocence and guilt and all that stuff is going to be fought in court. And our job as the supporters here is to find all factual information, and to also, if we see stuff that we might find that's not making sense, and speaking on our experience, is to do that. Our job is to try to get that information out there to those 12 people that's going to be sitting in that courtroom listening to Robert Sylvester Kelly's defense team and listening to the DA, okay? The prosecutors. The judge is just the referee, okay? So what we know as far as trying to get Robert out of the situation, we know that this is going to be up to Robert's attorneys to get that information to persuade this judge why Robert needs to get out. And I have said this, and I have said this before, and everybody's opinion is their opinion, but I'm going to speak mine. I'm not going to let people silence me and tell me to be quiet, or and worry about how a person feel about what I'm saying and feel that I'm trying to attack somebody, and I'm not. I'm just speaking the truth and facts here. At the end of the day, I said this: do not poke the bear. Why y'all writing this writing this Judge Ann? Because only thing y'all gonna do is frustrate her. You're not gonna move her, because we already know the type of person she is and what she believes in. So this is what Robert's paying his attorneys to do. Even though we're frustrated and we feel like they're not doing what they're supposed to do, we need to get together and do what's right here. We know he needs people to help him with the analysis and things like that, to go in and investigate certain things, to go in and to look at, certain things, forensic sciences, and we need doctors and therapists and counselors and all that. He needs this right now, and he does not have the money to do that. And so, like, with me, I don't feel people need to come to me and tell me what I need to do as far as doing this and that, because I'm the type of person, I want to use my time wisely. I want to use my money wisely, for that. And if I go and I march, I want to march, or if I go, when I go, and I might not even be a march. It might be just me going out, spending time with my friends and stuff up there, and, talking to them and trying to persuade them, sitting somewhere, and I can see a group of people, and then we start having a conversation about Robert, and they have something to say, and I just tell them, well, okay, I understand how you feel, but do you know this and that? This is a fact. And pull out my phone, let me show you this right here, and I pull out, reasonable, videos that I can show real quick to them, and show them why I am in this fight and why I am fighting for Robert. But at the end of the day, getting that information out there to these potential jurors is the key, okay? And as far as me, reaching out to people, yes, I'm going to reach out, try to reach out to people that actually knew Robert, known of Robert, and knows him best. I'm going to reach out to them, because that's what I need to do. I need to know his character. Have you seen this? Have you heard this? What is, how did he act? And, how you feel about him and things like that? And why y'all decide not to give him no help? Or did you see him being abusive to these women? Have he ever yelled at any of these women? What did he do for these women? So I can get information from people that actually was there. So as far as people saying that I'm part of this, and I'm part of trying to tear down and intimidate witnesses and stuff, I am not intimidating any witness, because I don't even know who Jane Doe is. Okay, I'm trying to intimidate the Jane Does. Who is Jane Doe? Tell me who Jane Doe is. That'll help me out a little bit too, and I can find the information on them. I don't care Jane Doe or not. If you lied, you lied. If I find something about what you did or said and it wasn't right, and then the next time you said something and it didn't add up to what you said the first time, I'm gonna point that out. Yes, that's what reporters do, journalists do, bloggers do. They go in deep. They look for information. They ask the question. They ask about this person. If they hear something about a certain person that was in the camp, they're gonna go out and reach out to somebody else. Can you tell me a little more about this person, because this is what I'm hearing about this person, and I want to try to get this information up so I can send it to Robert's attorney. So that's me. So if I am, if a person try to put me in cahoots of doing this and do that, okay? At the same time, you have to prove beyond shadow of doubt, that I'm part of trying to do something to hurt anyone. I'm scared of dogs and cats, okay? I'm not going nowhere near a person to hurt them. All I want to do is bring out the truth, point out the lie, so Robert can at least try to have something, which we already know that all this is kind of stuff is stacked against him, because they're trying to destroy him. So with my time, I'm going to do just this. I'm going to bring out information. I'm gonna try to help the supporters, understand things. And that's okay if you want to delete certain things off your channel, because you don't want to hear the factual information on how to go about taking action to do something. That's fine. That's your business. But me, I'm just going to do it the right way. I'm going to spend my time looking into things. I'm going to call and ask questions. I'm going to call attorneys and talk to them about things. And I'm just going to look up, information that needs to be looked up. I don't want to waste my time any longer. But I just want y'all to know this. There is a difference between a bench trial and a jury trial. The jury trial, you're going to have those 12 people to make the decision. So going after, writing in and people like that is not going to change anything. Who we have to focus on, what we have to focus on, are the potential jurors. We have to let them know, like, I know you watched the Lifetime. You can say that you did not watch the Lifetime, and we know you're going to go there and you're going to sit and as those prosecutors and the defense team question you and try to pick the jurors. You're going to say you didn't watch it. You don't know. You're this, you're that. But we know you watched this Lifetime movie. We know you know about Robert Sylvester Kelly. And we want you to know his side of the story. We want you guys to know how these people that was on the Lifetime Alive were lying, and how the people that was in his camp was lying. And we're only speaking on people that's out there running their mouths and talking. Okay? We can speculate, and that's all it is, on who might be the Jane Does. We don't know who the Jane Does are. How we know when his defense team is trying to get the information from the prosecutors. But I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to reach out and call people in New York. And believe me, it's working. I have conversations with them on the phone. It has to be working for the situation with Robert had to happen. And whenever they see anything pop up about Robert on their Google or their news feed, let me call Texas. I'm pretty sure she know what's going on. Let me call Texas, because they saying something about 3 other people was arrested, that was dealing with Robert. And I broke the shit all the way down to them. And that's what I'm loving, you guys. That's what I'm loving. I'd rather get on the phone and have a conversation with somebody that might be potential jurors than to be on the phone with people calling me about the circus that's going on in these YouTube streets, all the road rage that's going on in the YouTube streets. I try to stay out the traffic because I don't want to get ran over from the road rage. So I'm going to continue to do this, okay? That's what I came in here for. And I'm going to continue to do what I do. It doesn't matter how people, if people like me or they don't like me, because it is what it is. I don't care. I'm not in this for you guys. We have somebody that's fighting for their life. I see a bunch of lies. I see a bunch of scheming and plotting and blackballing and railroading and scandals and schemes and plots and everything in this case. So I've been trying to be like, okay, this is the right way to do it. Our ancestors, they marched, but they marched for us to have a better life, a better situation, to be able to vote. And we don't even vote. Half of us don't even vote. That's how you can make a difference in a lot of things. Your judges, like, y'all allow somebody like Judge Ann to be a part of the government and other people. That's how important it is to vote, and not just a presidential election, but to know everybody, all the way down from the railroad, schools, all that. That's important to know this, because if you would have got off your tail, looked up every judge, every prosecutor, all that is part of what we're dealing with. Voting is very important. That's why they march, so we can vote, so we can have control of what we believe in. And we will have to work this hard, because it will be people that's fair, that's sitting in there fighting for everybody's rights and believing in everybody's rights. Okay? But my thing to everybody, and I've been pushing this, and I've been trying to reach out to people, and okay, let's do it this way. Let's go viral. Okay, let's do it. Let's swarm the streets of the web and social media and mainstream media. Hashtag free, R. Kelly, and this is why. Find you a great video and put it up under those comment section, and go out to up under Twitter, because we have the government officials that's also has Twitter pages, and you can do it like that, and they're gonna be like, damn, what's going on? This is trending, and okay, what is this right here? You have people that's going to be, curious. And that's we have to be, like I said, night before last on my live, you always have to look back and analyze, okay, what I think will work best here. We tried this here. What's going to work a little better here? And right now, what Robert needs is financial help, and needs the information to go to his attorneys, and we need to point out the lies from the truth and show these potential jurors. So go ahead, look at this, listen to this video that I have here about the difference between a juror trial, bench trial with a judge. Okay, and so maybe this will help a little bit to understand why I always say, okay, we got to reach out to the potential jurors. We got to reach out to the potential jurors, and that way nobody can say we're trying to harass the jurors, because we don't know who they are. We're just reaching out to New York and Chicago. Somebody might end up picking these people to sit there. And remember, Judge Ann does not hold Robert's life in her hand. The only thing that she's is stopping right now is him getting out to be able to go over things with his attorneys. So there will be 12 people that's going to hold Robert's life in their hands. Thanks again for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond, ENT with Texas Black Diamond. Please like, share, and subscribe. Drop your comments down below, because I love to hear from both sides. I'm not the type of person to be deleting people's comments, because I want to hear how everybody feel, and maybe we can persuade them on how we feel. We can't be running people out of the channels because they don't feel the way we feel. That's our job, to persuade them, to show them the truth and why we're fighting. If we keep running them out, how are they going to, hear or see what we're talking about here? Okay? So let's go ahead and listen to this attorney speak about the difference between the judge and the jurors. And y'all have a great one.
Of retail fraud. If it was alleged that you took something that didn't belong to you from the store, but you argued that you actually paid for the item, or you came into the store already with the item and it was yours, that's a fact issue. The prosecutor and police say you stole the item. You say that you brought it in. The prosecutor has to prove you stole it. A jury has to decide who is telling the truth. And if the prosecutor can't prove the case, the jury has to decide with the defendant. There are two types of trials in the criminal justice system. One type is a bench trial, or a trial by judge. The other type is a jury trial. A jury trial is where random people from the community come and they decide the fact issues of the case. Bench trials. So again, a bench trial is where the judge will decide both the legal issues and the fact issues in your case. There are reasons why you may want to have a trial by judge, and there are reasons why you may not want to have a trial by judge. Sometimes people want to have a trial by judge because they can get their trial date sooner, and there can be benefits to that depending on the case. They tend to be less expensive, and they tend to take less time when you do a trial by judge. Many issues can be resolved ahead of time that you may not want to resolve in front of a jury. And there are certain types of cases that you may want to have with a judge that you wouldn't want to have with a jury, and vice versa. For example, drinking and driving cases are highly contested, and there's a lot of bad press about those types of cases. So many jury trials where operation is at issue. Can the prosecutor actually prove the person was driving the car while they were intoxicated? Those types of cases. At trial, a jury can be quick to find those people guilty when operation is at issue. For example, let's say that a person is found on the side of the road in their car, the car is running, and they're sitting in the vehicle and they're drunk. Did that person drive drunk? They're sitting on the side of the road. Well, the prosecutor is going to argue, and many juries will find them guilty, believing that, well, they must have driven there. But a judge following the black letter of the law, a fair judge, may be willing to find that person not guilty if the prosecutor cannot prove that the person actually drove there. So that could be an example of a case that you would actually want to try by a fair judge. Reasons why you may not want to have a bench trial. If you live in a very small community, and the charges against you involve the police, and the fact issues are whether or not they're lying, and your judge happens to play golf with the chief of police and is very buddy-buddy with the city attorney, that may not be a case that you want that judge to decide. You may want to go with the jury. Trial by jury is my favorite type of trial, and probably what I recommend at least 90% or more of my clients do in their cases. I'm sure you've seen all kinds of movies, Rainmaker, A Civil Action. Those kind of movies are all examples of jury trials. That is where random people from the community will sit and decide the case. In a misdemeanor in Michigan, 6 people will decide the case, and in a felony, it's going to be 12 people. When the jury decides the case as to either the person being guilty or not guilty, they have to be unanimous, meaning that they all have to agree. If one single person votes differently than the rest, the case can result in a mistrial, and the trial may have to be retried again, which is pretty rare. Sometimes you want to have a jury trial because juries can be more compassionate, they can be more reasonable, and frankly, they see through a lot of the BS that prosecutors and police officers will try to present. I'm criminal defense.
Okay, I hope you found that information helpful to you. And, I just want to leave on this note. Like, some people be like, Texas, why you be saying don't delete them? Like, let them, they don't need to be on your page with that. This is, a good channel, and, we don't need the drama. Like I always tell you guys, if somebody is coming in, being very disrespectful, B-word, threatening, and, and things like that, and, bomb threats and things like that, take them off. But we want people to hear us. We want the opposition to hear us, understand where we're coming from. And it's to convince them that this is why you need to come on this side and understand why we're fighting this fight. It's just like church, right? And I always say the Christian people are the most judgmental people ever. And you have someone that's, a prostitute, let's say. And she doesn't have any other type of wardrobe but, prostitution clothes. And she stepped into the church, right? And then you have all these Christians looking at her like, she don't need to be in here. Put her out. And so you put her out because she got this dress on and you can see her booty cheek and things like that. But if you're a Christian, you're not even going to be paying attention and focusing on her booty cheek. You're going to focus on changing her life, right? So let's just say they turn her around. And she come in there, I'm going to the church because if I go to the church, I can hear the word. I can change my life. I can change my character. I can change the way I, do things. And so you turn her away and she go back in the streets. And then she get involved with prostitution again, and she has this pimp. And so she goes into be with some trick. And this trick hurts her or kill her. Right? So just imagine if you open the doors and don't be so judgmental. And you can mentor that lady. You can donate her some clothes and make her feel special and wanted, and let her know she don't have to go that way. And you persuade her to turn a new leaf and give her life to God. And she see these people being nice to her and loving her and treating her right. And she's no longer in the streets. And then the church is helping her build herself, and she gets a job, and she, she's beginning to, form and change her life because they didn't push her away. They didn't turn her away. So that's me, you guys. And I want you guys to understand it too, okay? Because how we gonna reach out to people if we're running them out? Like, damn, how we gonna reach out to these people, let them hear what we're here? Like, go back over there. Go back over there. So this person that you send them back to is the opposition of what we're saying to them. So that's all they're going to hear, right? That's all they're going to hear is the negativity on Robert Sylvester Kelly. So I hope y'all get what I'm saying here. And y'all know me. I love to enjoy. I love to have fun. But I do want to, stay on track and be real. It's gonna be days, if people feeling down, they tell me to come on, I come on and be their comedian, make them laugh a little bit. That's me, that's my character. So I'm gonna end this here because y'all know I will go on and on. Y'all have a good day. Have a good day. And look about 10 times before y'all cross the rage of the YouTube streets, honey.